The Washington Commanders football team Redskins name change conversation that some of us would like to get past just took an unexpected turn, or not really unexpected, when the president has just publicly declared that us and another couple sports franchises go back to their original names. Let's talk about it. What's going on and what it do, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest from the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders football team, originally known as the Washington Redskins. A name conversation that is never going to go away, even if the team were to revert to their original moniker. The conversation would still be a thing, because then people would start showing up with picket signs and all type of things again. But I'm going to be as coy, honest, and objective to both sides of this conversation. And we're going to get through Donald Trump's tweet, or Truth Social post, or whatever this came from. Let's see what the president feels about the name. We know what the president feels about the name. I don't like politics and sports intersecting. They are not a marriage I like to have. And especially when it comes to my YouTube content, I don't like the salaciousness and where the conversations go when you cross those two intersections. But here we are, because the president is going to be involved in stadium conversations if the team would like to move back to RFK Stadium. So we've already seen Josh Harris and company stand next to Donald Trump this offseason. Well, on Sunday afternoon, Donald decided to let his Redskins flag fly. And for those of you who spam the comments, the tweets, and the social media posts of the Commanders every time to change the name back, and who have been fighting the good fight with all these incessant ass non-successful petitions, this tweet is for you. Real Donald Trump says, the Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. So he wants us to be called the Washington Redskins football team, not the Washington Redskins. He wants us to put our past two monikers together and form like Voltron. And I know what he means. He wants us to be called the Washington Redskins. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very facetious during this video. You're going to have to bear with me. There's a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past. Our great Indian, I'm sorry, coming from this guy, this is a hilarious sentence. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go into details because I'm not a politics person. I don't give a flying fuck about politics. Our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. We're speaking for groups that we don't represent, but hey, their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense. We are not a country of common sense. I'll stop you right there. That's the cappiest cap I've seen in all of this. Well, some of it. There's a lot of cap in this, but we are not a country of common sense. There are a lot of stupid people in this country. But continue. Owners get it done in all caps with correct punctuation and 3 exclamation marks at the end of it. So let's run through this one more time. The Washington whatever should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. There is a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past. I'm sorry, bro. This is hilarious. Their heritage and prestige is, our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense. What are your thoughts on this below? I imagine that there is a good majority of the fan base that is going to wrap a Redskins flag with an American flag around their bodies, and they're going to run outside like it's the 4th of July after reading this tweet. I imagine some people, this is going to put a battery in your back, because there are people out here who cannot enjoy the success of this football team unless they're called the Washington Redskins. And for some of those people, I understand Redskins mean something to you. You know, now, it doesn't to everybody, but the name of the team means something to you because it's synonymous with the best years of your life, one of the most successful football teams in eras that we've seen from the 80s to the 90s. And it ties you to your parents, all that stuff. And I'm not mad at you for feeling that way. For me personally, names of a team don't mean anything to me. And my father has been to every championship parade. My mother was too while she was on earth. But the name of the team don't mean nothing to me. They could call them whatever. I'm still going to watch them on Sunday. They're going to keep the colors and the foundation of the franchise together. So it is what it is. But I can see why this is such a hot button topic. But God, I want to get past it, man. This is the first time in my life this season that Washington has been going into the season as a Super Bowl contender. And I'd like us to get past all these conversations because we're so good now. We are good. We are great. And let's just say the president gets his way and the Indians go back to the Indians and Washington goes back to the Redskins, etc. You know, there are, since we want passion and we want freedom of speech and everything, there's going to be people lining up to protest. It just feels like it's bad for business if they were to do that. It's from a fan's perspective, I know what you're going to say. No, it's not bad for business. It's great for business. It's everything that everyone wants. We need to go back to the old moniker. It just seems like a very dangerous play to do so. But the president is trying to spearhead the campaign, pun intended, to bring back not only the team, well, it would obviously come back with the old logo and the old branding whatsoever. And yes, I do agree that we are in a different climate right now than we were a couple years ago. But in my honest opinion, I feel like that would open a can of worms that Josh Harris, Mitchell Rails, Magic Johnson, and company probably don't want to get into, but they would reinvigorate and light a fire under all of the fans that this name means more than to football than them. Like, it's more than sport to them. And for those people, they probably are going to get this tweet tattooed on their skin at some point. Excuse me, I'm trying to be very careful with my words during this video, but I definitely want to get this out there because it is news. Whether I want it to be news or not, I wish it was not news. It is something we need to talk about as a fan base because the president is standing on business about the former name, if you will. So y'all can spam the comments with, Rio, it's happening. We've told you. We've been telling you for years it's going down. We'll see how the execution of this process goes. But I think Josh Harris and company are a little bit business-minded and have the foresight and forward thinking to know that you would make a lot of people happy doing so, but you'd also make a lot of people mad. And those people I'm referencing are sponsors and brands and people that put money in your pockets. So be very careful with the decision that you make regarding this team. If they go back to Redskins, guess what? I'm still a fan because I don't give a fuck what the name of the franchise is. You can call them the Washington dog shits. You're going to see me with a poop emoji hat on, burgundy and gold, rambling about this team. You can call them what you want. You can put them out on the field in potato knapsacks, and my stupid ass is going to be supporting them because this team means something to me. And it's about the people. It's about the sport, the love of the game, and the people that make up the culture of it. Bro, it ain't never been about colors and names to me. In sports, a good 85% of sports logos and sports team names are stupid, are dumb as hell. But when you grow up rooting for, watching games with family, going to tailgate, attending games in person with people, that's culture. That's tradition. Sure, the colors are tradition, all that shit, but that shit don't really mean something to me, but clearly it means the world to some people. And to those people, today is probably a day you celebrate. Today is probably a day where you feel like the tide could be actually turning because those weak ass petitions started by nobody ass people were never going anywhere. But your sentiments have now been echoed by the commander, pun intended, in chief of the of the United States. My bad, not of Washington. Mark Klaus is our president. The president of the United States, the leader of the free world, has now echoed your sentiments to the masses. Bit of a deflection technique because, there are a lot of bigger fish to fry in DC, but we don't talk about that on this channel. The only thing in DC that we care about is getting our stadium back there and the Washington Commanders football team, Redskin, whatever the fuck you'd like to call them. But that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm all jokes. I'm a very unserious person. That's about as in-depth you're going to get me go on this topic. Let me know in the comments what you think about the president's comments regarding Washington's name. That's all I got for right now. Hell to whatever you'd like to call us. I'm bleeding burgundy and gold until the day I am underground. Actually, won't be underground because I don't want to be buried. I'd like to be cremated one day. But you get my drift. Hail to the Commanders, football team, Redskins, whatever you like to call them. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Commander Rio.